The second El Clasico of the La Liga season just ended. Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 0, and subsequently Barcelona are now back-to-back La Liga champions. First of all, this was Arbeloa's first and last El Clasico. And even if you're a Madrid fan and you think that Arbeloa should remain as manager and that he's a good manager, you should be happy that this is his last El Clasico, because he's the sort of manager that can never lead this sort of team or these sorts of players to success ever. And it's important that Madrid have a coach changing, this summer. But first of all, I think what I'm most disappointed in is the last week or so, since there's been speculation around Mbappe's injury and his status being unknown for the El Clasico. In that time period, a certain sector of Real Madrid fans, particularly Vinicius Jr. stands and Jude Bellingham stands, were on X, were on social media, whatever it was, back and forth, talking, especially after that last win in La Liga, talking about how we're better without Mbappe, and that the team is better, and that if you get rid of Mbappe, right, that's just one move, and that's all it'll take to get back to the 23-24 form when Vinny and Bellingham are the main men. Obviously, Mbappe didn't play today, and we were down 2-0 within 18 minutes. It's the third El Clasico of the season, and for two of the El Clasicos, Mbappe has not been fit. He didn't play a single minute in this one, and in the Supercopa final, he played, I don't know, less than 20 minutes, and both of those we lost. Whereas when we were at the beginning of the season and Mbappe was fit, Xabi Alonso was still in charge, the team was built around him, we won. So whether or not we play better without Mbappe in little games, you can argue that as much as you want, but when it comes down to it and you're playing your biggest rival in one of your biggest games this season, especially since you don't have anything left to win or to lose, all that's left is pride and not letting Barca win it at home against you for the first time in the history of La Liga, right? You don't have Mbappe and you play horrible. So yep, I'm looking at the celebration right now, 2025 to 2026 La Liga champions, and it's a shame. It's disgraceful that from the moment the ball was kicked, it looked like 8 or 9 of our players didn't even care, didn't even want to be there, particularly Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham. Vinny wasn't running or pressing or being active all game, and Jude was flopping and complaining, and it's just hard to watch because these guys are supposed to be the leaders, supposed to be the cornerstone of Real Madrid right now, and especially when the player with the most controversy all season is out, you're supposed to step up and prove that you're better without him, and instead you have one of the worst performances of the entire season, if not the worst. On top of that, Raul Asensio had an emergency substitution before the game to start ahead of Dean Housen because Housen picked up a knock during training. And if you guys are aware, Raul Asensio had been on the record complaining not only to Arbeloa but to media and to his teammates about the way that Arbeloa treats him and the other Spanish players, and that he's not getting enough playing time, and that he's linked to being sold this summer. He's given a start and he is sleepwalking. So it's mentalities and passion like this through all of the players that are really what's the driving point of another unsuccessful back-to-back trophyless season. On the other hand, Brahim Diaz, Fran Garcia, and Trent, they looked good. I think those were our 3 best players today. Brahim Diaz was actually beating his man. He was active. Fran Garcia was always making runs into the final third that he always does. And then Trent was actually playing pretty good defensively, and he had a couple good passes here and there. He lost his composure a little bit towards the end and picked up that yellow card. But it's just disappointing that, this week I was pretty much told that because Mbappe's out, watch Madrid win, watch them play better without it, watch it look like 2024, watch Vinny score a hat trick, watch Bellingham get a goal and assist, because that's what this team is without Mbappe, and all it takes is just getting rid of Mbappe, and you'll be back to winning ways. But it's clear that Mbappe, you could argue, is a problem, but he's not the problem, and that even the players on the pitch today are a problem, and that there are certain attitudes and mentality you have to be able to put that shirt on and play for that badge. And if you look at the pregame photo of the lineup, I mean, they all look dead inside. There's no passion. I think Gonzalo Garcia is maybe the only one smiling, and I think Vinny is smirking. Other than that, everyone just looks dead. And I get that you've already lost out on everything this season, but this one's for pride. This one is for bragging rights a little bit. If you beat them now, you move back their celebration 1 week. They don't get it at home against you, their biggest rival, and you beat them head to head both games in La Liga. Like, this one was only for pride. I'm very excited to see what happens this Thursday at the Bernabeu with the fans and the players. My guess is now, since Mbappe was trying to get back for this game, but then apparently picked up a knock yesterday, he's probably done for the season. As a Madrid fan, I'm disappointed in the way that our team played this season, but I don't want to be that sore loser fan and not respect Barcelona, because, I mean, it's crazy to say. This team doesn't look like it, but they could potentially put up 100 points in La Liga. And when you think of teams that put 100 points up in La Liga, you don't think of a team like this. You think of Messi, you think of Ronaldo. But, I mean, the fans classless. I won't deny that. The players, they're not so bad in terms of like their attitudes and their mentalities. They're better than Madrid players. But, Hansi Flick lost his dad today. They were better all season. They were more consistent. They deserved this. The game goes past just being played 90 minutes on a pitch. Like, Barcelona not only deserved this trophy, but it not necessarily makes me as mad as I could be, knowing that, Hansi Flick can contribute this trophy in this moment in his life to, the late passing of his father. So that's, always bigger than the game. But other than that, like, I'm not even going to touch on the Tchouaméni and Valverde stuff, because I think that at this point is irrelevant. It seems that they're both going to stay, and that, either one of them playing today or not doesn't make a difference on what happens. So now that La Liga is officially over, I expect Perez to make an announcement soon for obviously Arbeloa's future, and then the future coach for next season. All signs point to Jose Mourinho coming back, and I know that a lot of people don't want that, especially since they think Jose's washed. But you can lose your tactical ability and maybe your play style as you age, or as you coach lesser competition. But I think something that can always stay with you, kind of like how Carlo Ancelotti with his man management as he got older, is your personality. And I think 100% Jose Mourinho can have that mentality and personality and ego that he had at Real Madrid his first time, and that he's had his entire career, whether or not his tactics have changed. And I think that, all things considered, it would be a interesting move. I don't even know what to say right now, what would be a good move or a bad move for Madrid, but I am partially in favor of Jose Mourinho making a return. I think that he's probably the only man capable of keeping these players in check a bit. So that's where I'm at right now. It's going to be hard to watch the next few games knowing that there's really nothing behind it. really interested in what's going to happen this summer with departures, with arrivals, with stories, media, all of that. So, but congratulations to Barcelona, back-to-back in La Liga for the first time, I think in 7 or 8 years or something like that. And they did it without Lamine Yamal today, pretty much without Rafinha. He only played a bit. So congratulations. They're the youngest team in La Liga. They're going to be a thorn in Real Madrid's side for a long time to come. And I don't know how Madrid plans on stopping them unless they make a big locker room purge this season. But I'm really excited to see what happens with the manager position, and we'll 100% be making a video on that. But for now, match reviews are probably done, and videos are probably done apart from content outside of soccer. So if you're a Madrid fan, you're seeing this for the first time, or you are already subscribed, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.